Let us list down and try to understand the steps followed in EDP, Entrepreneurship Development Program. So first, I will list down the steps and then we'll go into one by one in detail way. So, the EDP program starts with arrangement of infrastructure. Once you arrange the infrastructure, naturally you do what? Selection of potential entrepreneurs. Then, once you select the entrepreneurs, you try to identify the enterprise in which he wants to become an entrepreneur. Once you identify the enterprise, then you set an actual training program. Once you set an actual training program, then you do what? Selection of training personnel. And once you have decided who will train this whole process, you do what? Selection of training methodologies. Once you fix up this training methodologies, actual training starts. And once the actual training is done, now you do what? You monitor and do follow-ups to ensure that the whole program is effective. Right? So let's understand these steps one by one. The first and foremost step is in entrepreneurship development program is arrangement of infrastructure. You need to bring in all the physical and material resources in order to ensure that this training will take place efficiently. So whatever infrastructure is needed, what are the physical things needed, that has been arranged. So arrangement of infrastructure for training. So whatever infrastructure, physical, non-physical, things are needed to impart the training to potential entrepreneurs is being arranged. So the first and foremost step happens is arrangement of infrastructure. Whatever things, physical, non-physical things are needed, they are arranged. Once the arrangement is done, what do you do? Now, whom to train? So yes, selection of potential entrepreneurs. Then what do you do? Since you know now I have infrastructure, I have this setup by which I can do training. So now do I go to the market, to the people and try to identify people who can become a potential entrepreneur. We'll try to identify people with entrepreneurial traits. They are ready to take challenges, work hard and they're motivated. We'll try to identify those people. Right? So, and once we identify, we select those for training. So second step is of selection of potential entrepreneurs. So once you have made basic arrangement or arrangement of infrastructure, you do what? You select potential entrepreneur. So based on their entrepreneurial traits, their motivations, their attitudes, the people are selected for the training. Once the people are selected, what you'll do now? Now we'll guide them for decisions making in what area, what enterprise, what section you want to develop your entrepreneur skills. So yes, identification of enterprise is the next natural step. So once you have people ready to do it, now you motivate them to take up a specific industry of their choice. So if somebody is interested in poultry and allied products, they are trained on that. Somebody is interested in dairy and dairy allied products, they are being trained. Somebody is interested in plastic molding and manufacturing, they are being trained in there. Somebody is interested in industrial product manufacturing, foundry product manufacturing, they are being trained in that way. Right? So identification of enterprise is done. So once people are ready to get trained, now according to their requirement or their interest areas, the enterprise is chosen in what area, identification of area or enterprise is done. See now what has happened till this time, you have what? You have arranged the infrastructure for the training, then you selected the people for the training, now you identify the area in which they're gonna train. So now once we have fixed up the area, now we decide on actual training plan or actual training program. So how exactly the training gonna happen? We'll fix up that based on their choice of enterprise. So once actual training program has been decided, naturally who will train? So the next natural training is selection of training personnel. So once the area is fixed, the training program has been designed. Now what we do is we choose the experts from the industry to train them. So selection of training personnel is decided. Once the person is decided, now the methods of training, how the training will take place and actual reality. So once the methods has been set, now all groundwork has been done. Okay, now infrastructure is been arranged, people are selected, they have been guided to specific enterprise, right? Then you made an actual training program or plan. And then once you have decided training personnel and training methodologies, now it comes to the stage where you do actual training. So actual training happens. wherein the personnel are trained actually on ground level to perform those entrepreneurial activities. And once the training is going on, you are keep on monitoring and doing follow-ups with the development and effectiveness of the whole program. So it's a very natural process of EDP, very systematic led program, where you do what? You do arrangement of resources or infrastructure. Then you do what? Selection of potential entrepreneurs. Then you do what? Identification of enterprise in which they want to do their business. Then you do design actual training program. Once you decide that, you select training personnel. Then you do what? You select the training methodologies. You do actual training after that. And once that is done, you do what? Monitoring and follow-ups to ensure that the program is successful.